was just a bunch of other grads and coaches that were talking about starting up their own, and it just sounded like such a great idea to have something with our own name on it and have the ability to make what we wanted when we wanted, all that kind of stuff, and be our own boss in that way.
Adding to diversifying income, all that.
Yeah, and I kept thinking about it, praying on it, and just something led me to go, you can do this.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Pretty Focused Podcast. I'm here with Stephanie. Stephanie is a Pretty Focused grad. She is a Pretty Focused coach. And she has recently stepped into a new arena, sort of ish. Not necessarily a new arena, because that makes it sound like it's a completely new industry, but you're stepping out, branching out, diversifying your income, and you just started a food blog.
Yep.
And so this is something that a lot of our grads have done recently, and I love it so much. I think it's so cool that they are all now starting blogs, because I just love how I personally love seeing how, bloggers they came to us to learn photography. They started monetizing their blogs, and now they're hiring food photographers. So I just love that now food photographers are starting blogs, and hopefully they'll continue that cycle of hiring photographers from within this community. So I just love that it kind of feeds itself. So I love it. I love watching this happen. But tell me, why did you start a food blog? Why did you make that decision?
Peer pressure.
Okay.
I've just never been good at saying no. I hear an idea and I go, okay, I think I can do it. And one of the other coaches was just like, I knew you're going to jump on the train. And I was like, well, why not? There was just a bunch of other grads and coaches that were talking about starting up their own, and it just sounded like such a great idea to have something with our own name on it and have the ability to make what we wanted when we wanted, all that kind of stuff, and be our own boss in that way.
Adding to diversifying income, all that.
Yeah. And I kept thinking about it, praying on it, and just something led me to go, you can do this.
You just have that burning passion and desire, right? You're just like, I can't let it rest. Was it just one of those things that you're just thinking about constantly, and then you're like, okay, this is something I have to do?
Yeah. They literally talked about it at one of our meetings, and then a month later I was still like, wait, someone else is doing it now? Why? What's the point? Okay, well, I keep thinking about it. Something's telling me to go for it. And I went for it, and I'm very happy.
I love it. We were talking, before we hit record, and how there's some people who are like, okay, let's take a look at this logically and data, and let's see what the return and the time and everything. And you're just like, let's do this. I want to do this. So there's two different approaches to this, right? The people who are going to analyze everything, and the people who are like, this is going to be amazing, and just jump in. I think you and I are a little bit like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like the other coach, Lauren, said, I'm the type who jumps in with both feet first and head first. You just picture me smushed in half, jumping on into the pool, because I don't know how to take things slowly.
Yeah. If you're going to do it. So, okay. So you've made that decision. It's so cool. What have been some of the challenges that you face? Tell me about the tech side of things.
Oh, that has definitely been my area of struggle. And my brother has literally made his career out of the technology industry. He does all the cybersecurity and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, help, what's this? How do I do this? And at one point I finally gave my password and everything to one of my friends and went, help, please. You click this and now everything fails and I don't know what I'm doing. And I signed up for another course that taught bloggers the tech side of things, and that helped. But having support has really been great. A bunch of the other food photographers have a little chat going, and we've been kind of bouncing ideas back and forth and hey, when this font is highlighted, it's now white and you can't see it. Like, what do I do? And
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, if you're going to do anything new, you need to have community. You got to do it with people.
Oh yeah.
That's the way, like, I don't know how people do it on their own.
I have no clue. I wouldn't be able to do it. Like, my blog would still be stuck like on error pages.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I love too, what you are finding happening. If you have recipes that you create for food bloggers, because you're still working for food bloggers, if they don't sell, you now have the option to put them on your own blog. And so you will see that return on investment that you made now on your own blog. So that was something, did you plan for that? Or were you like, oh, that's a happy surprise?
Nope, that was a happy surprise. I mean, all of my recipes I always make with my ideal client in mind for my blog, just because that's what I have time for right now. I'm in the stage of life where I am on the go with football and soccer and all the other kids' events. And so a lot of those recipes that even if they don't sell, I know are going to be great for my own site. Mm-hmm. So I know if I just leave them into my little online store, eventually they will sell, but I'm impatient and it's just like, all right, this has been on my store for 2 weeks. I'm just going to pull it off and put it onto my blog and do something else for my store.
Right. And start getting eyes on that and traffic to that and just kind of start building that. So I love that. It was like, oh, that's a huge genius move to make, because it's a way to continue, again, to diversify your income. You're already doing, like, you're already photographing and everything. So the fact that you're now creating with you in mind, your ideal client in mind, hopefully you're, obviously you and your ideal client align, right? And so you can take those and put them on there and put them on your blog. So how is it? I mean, it's only been a couple of months.
Yeah. It's still relatively new. The whole thing, the idea started back in February. And I mean, from start, I went from February, and then March, I bought the domain. And then I had my first post up live on March 29th. So, wow. I mean, I was just kicking into gear. I had like 4 recipes go live that very first day, just because I wanted to jump in and get it going.
Yeah. So that was March, and now it's at the time of the recording, it is the end of August. How is it going?
It's going good. I got over 30 recipes live. I just got into an ad program called Grow. It is all like to get you towards their full program of making money off of ads on your blog, which is an ideal situation. So I was so excited to, like, it felt like, all right, my hard work is starting to pay off and it's being recognized. Like, okay, I'm already getting paid. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's something.
It's something, right? I mean, it all starts somewhere. So Grow, is that Mediavine or Raptive?
That is Mediavine.
Mediavine. Okay. So
I'm like 90% sure.
How is this program helping you at this stage in your blog?
So it has a lot of different things, like it helps you build the mailing kit. So that way it'll start sending off auto emails to all of the people who sign up for your blog. And it has all the links to get people to sign up for your newsletter. And it does everything automatic. So you don't have to worry about that while you're still in your growing period.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really helpful, because newsletter wasn't even on my to-do list. So now that's something on there.
So you can add in, it allows you to add in like other features.
Yep. And they have all the ads. They'll take care of it. You just kind of toggle which switches you want, and you make money off of those ads being run. Okay.
What is that cost? What is that CPM? Is it lower because it's on Grow, or does it fluctuate?
I don't know if it fluctuates yet. I've got too many things.
I'll check back in.
That's not my eventually that will be a VA's job.
Yeah, that's the goal.
All of that stuff, and I can continue on the things I love. But I'm not sure. I just know it's lower. You're not
Okay.
making as much as their full ad program. So,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know CPMs do fluctuate, throughout the year. So
yeah.
it's probably likely that it will, but that's so great that you're at that, like the first rung of the ladder, right? I love that they're creating like those lower rungs for people. I don't know if that was always the case or not.
No.
But now you're kind of starting to move up the rung of the ladder. I think that's fantastic. And so for those of you you're new and you don't know who Stephanie is, Stephanie, is a coach. She's a grad. You started your photography business 12, 14 years ago at this point. How long ago?
Probably about 12 and a half at this point. My daughter was only a few months old when I started working for one of my friends.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're a military wife?
Yes. So this job has been able to move around with me no matter where we went, which is a big problem in the military community. Is a lot of people's jobs won't move around with them. And I mean, I was blessed. I shot outside on back porches in my bedroom, in a garage, and just everywhere imaginable. I was able to do it in all the different houses that we lived in. So
Wow.
it was nice.
I love that. That is we have a couple military spouses in Pretty Focused, but I love that a lot of military wives are doing like VA work. They're doing this type of work because it can move with them and it doesn't really affect them. They're able to bring in income, but also kind of help occupy time when when your husband's on deployment, right? And kind of helps give you something to do during those times. So I absolutely love that this type of job is able to work with, military families. We love the military and military families. So I always love it whenever I hear we have a military spouse inside of Pretty Focused. So you've done this for 12 and a half years, and you have now, like, again, moved into like this new phase of blogging. So what have been some of the ups and downs that you have seen over the last 12 years?
I mean, I have seen so many ebbs and flows that it is crazy. I mean, when I started, as you can testify, that it was on a kitchen counter, no backgrounds, nothing fancy. A lot of the time we would tilt the camera in a weird way because we thought it was cool.
I call that the photography kill shot. Like, no, don't tilt the camera. What are you doing? Stop that.
Back when I first started, it was just basic one shot. You didn't have extras or frills, no garnishes, nothing extra. And you didn't have to worry about ingredient shots. And I remember when my friend asked for me to start including ingredient shots, I'm like, what? Why? That's so much extra work. And I got to change things up. And
you kidding me?
Awful. And now I'm just like, it's so ingrained. It's normal. Like ingredient shots are a must.
Well, those ingredient shots were everything like lined up on the counter, and it was taken from like the side, right? So you have like, you got the flour and then the oil behind it. Everything is standing up.
Yep.
And you just kind of have to spread it all out. That was like ingredient shots of old. And now it's overhead. Everything's beautifully contained in a bowl, and it's aesthetically pleasing. No labels. And though some, I've seen a couple blogs still doing that old school. Here are the ingredients.
Oh, maybe I should bring those back.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've really seen a lot.
I have. And there are definitely been highs and lows in the blogging industry that I've had to roll with. There have been years where I have been so plentiful and everything would sell in like 5 seconds flat. Like I would have people stalking my blog to see if I forgot to schedule it so they can snap it up ahead of time.
Oh my God.
Then there's times where my stuff has sat and sat and sat, and it was nothing that I was doing. It was just the industry. Google rolled out something new and everyone was waiting to shift. And it kind of is just an ebb and flow.
I love that. I think you are, well, I know it 100%. You are the only one that I've interviewed that have really been in it the longest. You've been in it the longest. You've been in it longer than I have.
Yay!
And so I love that you really bring in that perspective, because a lot of people want to know like what the sustainability of this kind of career is. And I do think it's a career. It's not like a side gig. I mean, it can be if that's what you want, but it can also be this career. I mean, that's who you are. I mean, when people say, so what do you do? What do you tell them?
Well, now I say blogger, but
that's right.
I claim that new title. But the thing is, people have to realize is that there is always going to be changes. And if you don't roll with those changes, you're going to be left behind. It's like everyone worried about AI. If you're not using it now as a tool, you're going to be left behind. Like it can be scary and intimidating.
Yeah.
I know the thing that comes to my mind is always the Office episode where Dwight is battling the computer for the most sales because the big bad computer internet sales just started up, and Dunder Mifflin failed. They didn't want to roll with, new technology, and the company failed. I mean, yes, it's factitious, but it proves a point that if you don't learn from the new thing that's coming up, because you can't stop it. Like, it's here to stay.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think this is one of those things that you like put your stake in the ground. You're like, no, not me. I will not. And so there's obviously, of course, ethical ways to go about it. And really, I mean, I use ChatGPT all the time. And sometimes it is the greatest and sometimes it's the dumbest. It is. I'm like, no. Why would you say that? That is. And so it really you really need to know like what good marketing sounds like. You really need to know what good writing sounds like. You really need to know what it is you're looking for, right? To be able to use it. So I love that. Like there are ebbs and flows and this isn't just specific to this industry. I mean, it is every industry. AI is touching every industry right now, So I always think about it like this, Stephanie, if you think back to early 2000s, I don't know when the first digital camera came out, but they went from film to digital.
Oh yeah.
What happened to film photographers? And there's still people who do film and they can do really, really great work. Right. But digital cameras brought some pros. It also brought some cons. I understand some of those shifts and changes made to the wedding industry where wedding photographers are spending lots of money on, or they're making lots of money on prints, right? You got like 15 photos from your wedding, right? And now with the rise of digital cameras, now there's that shoot and share method, right? Yeah. And so you delivered more photos, right? And then you think about phones.
Yeah.
And then like, well, what's the point? Now everybody's a photographer. And it's like, no.
No. Just because everyone has a kitchen doesn't mean they're a chef.
I know. Just because Aunt Margaret has that phone, believe me, I've watched her take pictures. She's no photographer, like, I'm sorry if your name is Margaret and you're an aunt, but it is a skill. And so, no, not everybody is a photographer. And so anyway, I just think about that whenever it comes like ebbs and flows. If you think about just photography itself, how it is kind of changed and shifted over time, that's kind of how we're going to look at this technology. And I'm like, man, so like digital cameras has created so many wonderful opportunities for people. Look at you and I.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's what we're going to look at AI and other aspects of the industry. We're going to be like, wow, those changes were really rough and it took us a minute, but wow, look at what other opportunities have come out of it. And so I'm kind of, that's how I view it.
Oh yeah.
And I think I'm like, what other opportunities is going to come out because of this?
And the younger generations are catching on real fast. My daughter used it to write a song for music class that she had to do for homework the other day.
What? That's wild.
Yes. They're understanding it better than we'll ever, because that's going to be their new norm, just like computers were our norm. Like
yeah. Oh, the computers and the dial up, right?
Yes.
All of that. Oh, goodness. So back to your blog. Okay. But I love that. I think it all works together. It all can circle back because you've been around, you've seen the ebbs and flows. And even despite seeing those ebbs and flows, you're still stepping out and starting a food blog yourself,
Yep.
and I love that so much. I love that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't need to take this endeavor on. My business is doing great, but why not do something different and diversify? And
Yeah. So what are your goals with your blog? Like, do you have long-term goals written down on paper yet, or are you just taking it day at a time?
I am a day at a time person. Don't ask me what I'm doing tomorrow. Don't ask me what the schedule is. Don't ask me who we're playing in football. Don't ask me any of those kind of questions. I am in the moment. I do not do well with with plans. I mean, I would love this to be something sustainable that if, my kids need a job, like my husband and I were talking, like Alexis can start doing a lot of this stuff that she wants to do. I
Yep.
mean, it's something that can be not just for me, but I'm trying to help others out at the same time. I hired one of my friends on as a VA, and she's writing up a lot of the different stuff that I don't want to do. So she's doing that. And my husband actually is now working for me as well.
What is he doing?
Yes, he is actually posting in all the Facebook groups. So that's not actually me.
Oh, that's such a genius idea. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, he wasn't loving his job. So I said, here's a job. Here you go.
So he is not working anymore?
Nope, he is not working. Well, he's retired from the
Oh, I
military.
started saying he's like retired again.
Yes, he's retired, and so he is currently working on things in the house that needed to be done. Like he's building a whole back deck for concrete pad, so that way we can have a hot tub.
Love that.
But he's also doing a lot of admin stuff for me, which has been great. So he makes a lot of at-home jokes about, me being the boss. May I take a break now?
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. That's really awesome. I didn't know that. That is really cool. That's really cool. And now that's like something that you can grow and you can build, together. I think that is really cool. Those are the things that you don't realize are waiting for you around the corner.
Yeah.
And my boys just started, we homeschooled and we put them back in school. And that was like a transition, right? Like you guys are going through that transition and you're like, okay, how is this going to go? But I knew no matter what, because I've been around long enough at this point to know that with every season, with every transition, with every start of something new, there are so many blessings and blessings in disguise that you have no idea what's waiting for you. And like this season of the boys going back to school already in the first 3 weeks, it's like, holy cow, this was so cool to see. And I think that we've seen that again and again when people like step into food photography and they start a food photography business at home. Oh my goodness, all of the things that wait for them, like they don't even know, like there's so many things that people are missing out on. And so I love that you jumped in, you made this choice to do food photography, but also to start this blog and look at all of the things already even new that are opportunities that are just coming out from that decision that seemed like on a whim, right? Yeah. But not, because you know the potential.
I know it's
That's the thing. It wasn't a complete whim. You know the potential. You know it's there.
I've seen it, and I've seen the success from others. And
yeah. And I love that you're already investing in other people.
Oh, yeah.
That I think, again, is the incredible cycle of the food blogging community and social media and all of that. Like it has created so many wonderful opportunities for so many people. So as much as people despise social media, the opportunities that it has created have been wonderful. And I love now you're starting your blog, but you're also on TikTok.
Yes. That's my favorite.
And you're just kind of exploding there. You're like for TikTok. I am not for TikTok. TikTok doesn't like me.
No, you just need me to coach you on what to do to get you.
Okay.
To have TikTok
I just need to start stabbing cups with knives and then I'll go viral.
Stab. If you guys don't know, I like to stab State Fair lemonades. You have to go and check out my channel.
Check out, and
not just stabbing, just to stab.
That's really, that's really some of the first recipes that you did, and the way that you show up on camera and you do that repetitive
the
hook over and over again just makes it so easy for people to keep watching, you know.
Well, I took Tia Lynn's video course, and that was more of a hands and pan style tutorial, but I took a lot of the knowledge from her about having those hooks and having those quick changes and things like that, so that way I could apply it to a TikTok style, which I took the spray and pray method, and I literally at first was posting on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and TikTok and all of them, and just going, I don't know what's going to work. And I was happy that TikTok worked because it's a more relaxed, not as done up platform. It's a lot more just regular videos.
Is it?
It is, compared to, like, if you go and you start scrolling like the Instagram, it's more, you have that close up of the nice cup with beautiful flowers in the background and the hands in the pans. And TikTok, a lot of the videos are just people. So
I need to start creating separate videos for TikTok.
Maybe we'll discuss it.
Okay, we'll talk about it. But you're doing really well, and that's kind of helping to build
it's building
a different leg, a different authority, build your brand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you said, and that's one thing with the shift that bloggers have recently made is just like letting your readers know that you're a real person on the other side of that screen, right? And that you're there to serve them, and you're building almost like a personal brand around your blog.
Yes,
and you're connecting with readers, and you're connecting with people. Because trust right now is the new currency.
It is. I can't tell you how many recipes I've made where it would have like ketchup in it. And this was like beginning times before I was making my own. And I'd be like, why does this chicken taste like ketchup? And it's the same thing. The AI is pumping out recipes like that. And I know people aren't going to want ketchup chicken. They're going to want to see someone actually making the recipe, someone they trust, someone they've been watching for a while. So it's a matter of building out who you are, and being authentic is the big thing. And
authenticity, absolutely. This is what I'm seeing myself, and that just making that type of transition, and just realizing like I want everything to be curated and perfect, and it really kept me from showing up for so long.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what do I say? And I'm not really gonna they don't want to hear from me, and it's not perfect, and mine doesn't look like theirs. Like if you go look at even my personal Instagram or my Pretty Focus, like it's not curated, and I decided that it doesn't need to be, and that people just need that authenticity, and they need that relatability, and hopefully they smile, and hopefully they feel like that they're, talking to and interacting with a real person, and that authenticity and the relatability and the trust is what people are going for, because in recent years, trust has been broken, and mistrust is now the default.
I mean, I think the biggest thing is just to be out there and authentic. I mean, there are going to be people who see my loud showmanship type of personality. Like her husband did a whole personality trait thing at our last retreat, and it talked about being a showman. And I'm like, well, yeah, I I love to show up.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. So
Yeah.
they're going to swipe and keep going till they find, that more soft-spoken person. And you're going to build an audience that is people who want to see you for you. So if you're on there trying to be someone else, it's not going to work. They're going to see right through it. So
yeah, absolutely. I think that's the scary part. That's what keeps, that rejection is what keeps people from showing up. And for me, for so long too, of being rejected. And so even though it's like, well, I don't care what other people think. Well, it's like, actually, I do. And it will keep you from showing up. But when you realize that the people who rejected you, like I love in our last meeting, Alicia said, let them, Melody, like, let them, they're not your people. And when you realize that you've got people in this world and you got people who are not your people, and just like understanding that you will always be for someone and you will not be for someone else. And that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a hard lesson for me that I luckily learned earlier. I had some troubles with friendships, and I had been blessed with the best friend who was just like, but do you really want to be friends with someone who is like that? Like, do you really want to put a mask on all the time? Like, you're an amazing person. You don't need to be putting on a mask. Everyone isn't going to like you. You're not going to like everyone. You can't be the one person to everyone. It's not going to happen. And I learned that. And now I'm trying to take those same notes and put it towards social media, because people will say whatever they want on social media. There is no filter.
Yeah.
There is, and it just word vomit. And you got to learn that even if someone says something stupid, like, oh, one person commented that I was greedy because I wasn't sharing the recipe directly on TikTok. And I'm just like, sorry, I want to get paid for the work I'm doing. Do you want to go to work and not get paid? And I'm like, and I like thought about it, and I was like, okay, take the high road, just swipe and delete it, get rid of the comment, don't need the negativity. Like, I want to go low, but you got to learn, like, people are going to say whatever they want to say. Like, there's no filter.
No, there's no filter. Yeah, no, people are fun. You've really learned how fun people are, but I think you're doing a really great job you've just have jumped in being out on social media. Like, you love that. That works so well for you. You're building that brand around the blog. And I love that you're just a few months in and you're already just picking up that momentum, and you're doing all the fun things that you know and love. And you're pouring that into your own blog. And it's been really fun to watch, to see how you grow, how you're growing, and how you're connecting with people and really building something that you love. And not only are you continuing to serve food bloggers, but you're also continuing to build, and now you're branching out, diversifying your income, with that too. I think it's a genius move. I love it.
Yeah. It's always hard to be like, all right, my VA had to keep saying, she had to keep saying, stop taking stuff for the blog and put it onto the site to sell. I'm like, but it turned out so well. I want it for myself.
Yeah. Do you think that you'll ever get to the point like maybe where you'll stop working with food bloggers and just focus on your blog? Is it too early to say?
I think it's too early to say. I mean, that's my passion. Like, it's always been selling for food bloggers. It's been my staple. It's been my great career that I've been blessed to say, I actually love my job, which now a lot of people don't seem to find that love. Mm-hmm. And I'm able to say I love it. So eventually down the line I might, but who knows?
Yeah. I'm excited to see how it all plays out for you.
I have no clue.
I love that. What is Stephanie? Yeah. One day at a time. One day at a time. So do you have any advice for those who might be listening? And they might be listening with a different intent, so it might be hard to give advice, to be honest, because we have people who are wondering, okay, is this whole community food photography pretty focused? Is this for me? And we've got people in our community wondering, and you're probably got some wheels turning of like, I can do that. I can do that. Maybe it wasn't a thought to them
I
before.
mean, it is definitely like, from any perspective, I think the Pretty Focus course is amazing, first of all, because my income went from it being more of a side job to being a full-time job. I mean, we were able to go on numerous vacations that we would have never gone on, from Hawaii to Disney a bazillion times. As you can see, my background, for those watching the video, I am a Disney fanatic.
I'm ready to go back, Stephanie. I'm getting the itch again.
I'll give you the tour. But for those who have already completed the course, I think giving it a go for blogs is a great idea, because the fact that, you know, when you do have those recipes that don't sell, you don't have to panic like, oh my gosh, I didn't get the income for this I was planning on. You have a way to recoup that money that you thought you were getting. I mean, it's going to be a longer investment in the beginning, but it's also building up some diversified income.
Yep. Yeah. And I think like one of the, and I don't know, this is going to be different for everyone. So I can't say it's the hardest aspect, but photographing food and doing the keyword research, which, you know, we do in Pretty Focused, is like a really big chunk of it. So people, you know, a lot of grads are like, well, I'm already doing this. Like, all I have to learn is this other technical aspect of it. And like, they already learned half of it. So I think it's really cool, because again, you are photographing for bloggers at the same time growing your own. And that's what a lot of bloggers do, to be honest. They will join Pretty Focused to work for other food bloggers as they are growing their blog. And I mean, this is what Erin did, right? As Erin Gerhardt, State of Dinner, is growing her blog, she's photographing for food bloggers. She's improving her own photography skills, and she is growing in that skill while she's making money. And it's a way for people just to kind of do both. So if you're a food blogger listening, you know, maybe a new food blogger, you can absolutely do both, where you're working for bloggers while growing your own brand. And if you are new and you're like wondering if this is for me, I'm like, oh man, if you love cooking and you love photography,
win-win.
There's so many opportunities here just waiting.
Yeah, I signed up for a food blogging aspect of a course, and a lot of the coaching podcasts talk about, you know, diversifying your income when you're starting up and working for other bloggers and taking photos, or, you know, writing things up for them. And it's just like, all right, well, we're already doing that. We're just doing things reversed.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's nice because I've been taught what bloggers are going to want written up too. So a lot of the stuff that I'm already giving to the bloggers, I'm able to just copy and paste into my template on the blog. So it's not really that much extra work for me.
That's awesome.
Like, that part. I mean, other aspects.
Yeah, right. So do you put, like, on your state lemonade, do you embed that TikTok video in there?
Yep, because King Google loves videos. So I started out doing the videos for the blog, not realizing that I ended up loving TikTok more than the blogging itself, which, I mean, it's still great because you got to be able to kind of have one with the other. But Google loves video. So that's why I started it. I embed all those videos right into the post.
That is so cool. I love it. Well, Stephanie, thank you so much for joining us today and just sharing all the things and, you know, what your business has looked like and all the things that you've learned. And now just this new kind of element that you're adding on to your business and what you're creating. It's really cool to watch. So excited for you. So proud of you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I love this.
Good. I know. It was so fun. You're always so fun to talk to.
I know. We can talk for hours.
Hours. Yes. Now we just need to plan a new trip to Disney. It's been almost a year since we've been. It's time to go.
As the wheels start turning in your head.
I know. Like, oh, all right, you guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Pretty Focus podcast. If you loved it, will you please leave a review, let us know, or send us mail. We love reading your mail. But otherwise, I'll see you guys back here for another episode of the Pretty Focus podcast. Bye.
Bye.